back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back, one. Welcome back. Today we are receiving more bad news coming out from the stock market amid rise in recession concern. The American people are now more worried the possibility of the U.S. entering a recession, and we are seeing sentiment when the stock market is at all-time low. So recently there was a survey done by Stifel Financial, and they have found nearly 97% of U.S. executives believe that the U.S. is currently in a recession or even close to one. Let's look here. They even found that 18% of executive, business owners, and investors consider the economy has already been in a recession. However, on the other hand, we have seen 79% of them expected a downturn within the next 18 months. 3% of executives believe the U.S. could avoid a recession. That is a low sentiment within the investor market. Investor confidence is not really confident with this low sentiment. Only 3% of executives believe the U.S. could survive this recession. Let's look forward. We are seeing that 53% expect inflation risk to remain a challenge to their asset for the next 2 quarters to a year. We have seen how the Federal Reserve respond to inflation. They are willing to rise or increase interest rate. And this is just leading more investors to be worried whether or not the U.S. will enter a recession. Let's look more. More troubling news coming out. 43% anticipate an economic decline to last for more than that. We have seen the U.S. GDP crash significantly. So it's underperformed the market. That is what the Fed main goal is to slow down the U.S. economy to the point that it could tip the U.S. economy into a recession. They are more concerned are coming out as of right now. Let's look forward. Sentiment within the investor is at all-time low for the stock market. And let's look at CNN Money Fear and Greed Index. They have found that investor confidence is still in that neutral phase. Not really bull, not really bear. This is just the beginning, folks. And let's look here. We have seen the market crash significantly on Friday. There was an intense sell-off as of Bitcoin crash on that day too. So a lot of stuff are coming out, but we have seen U.S. Treasury yield is that people jump out of the stock market is now jumping back into the Treasury market. We have seen the 10-year note surge around 3%. This is just the beginning. And also Germany did record a high surge in monthly producer price. So inflation is hitting globally speaking. And right now, investors are very, very fear of a recession, folks. Let's look forward. Something very shocking within the American people. Nearly 3/4 of voters say, I think the U.S. is heading in the wrong direction. The economy is not heading right. I'm feeling the pain that whenever I go to a supermarket, I am now paying more than I have already paid in the past. And my buying power is actually decreasing because the value of good is rising. I cannot afford this. I have to minimize my spending power due to the cash I have on hand. Inflation is hurting everyone, and we are seeing this. 3/4 of American voters say the American economy is not heading in the right direction. We are actually in a terrible direction here. Let's look forward. Regular percentage say U.S. headed in the wrong direction. This is according to an NBC poll that was done. And they just reiterate the phrase. 3/4 of voters in the new poll say they believe that the U.S. is headed in the wrong direction. Let's hear. 21% of voters only feel the U.S. nation is heading in the right direction. Only 21% of respondents is believe the U.S. economy is heading in the right direction. On the other hand, 74% think the opposite. They say, hey, I think the U.S. economy is not heading in the right direction. We are heading in a terrible direction right now. And right now, what is really troubling is this. 58% say they feel more worried that America's best year may already be behind us. And on the other hand, 35% respondents say, hey, I feel more confident the best year are still ahead. This is a problem. Sentiment within the U.S. economy is at all-time high. Sentiment. 34% say that they think the state of the nation will worsen over the next 5 years. 2% say more, represent 36%. Say they think they will get better in that same time period, and 21% say they think will stay the same. Let's look here. This is just the beginning, folks. So sentiment within the American economy is at all-time high, with more respondents believe the U.S. economy is heading in a terrible direction here, a direction not many Americans want or desire to believe. Last stuff, we have more coming out. So we are hearing a lot of news from many companies just decide to cut up their workforce. That's just the beginning, folks. So there was a recent one. As of right now, there was a current study done by this, and they have surveyed a lot of workers. They are found that near 4 out of 10 workers believe the U.S. economy is in a recession. 4 out of 10 workers. Very consistent with what the NBC poll did and asked to the American people. Right now, to be in a recession or not to be in a recession, that is the poll question. And this is just concern. Recession or continue to grow, folks. This is just what the American people are feeling right now. And let's look here. We have seen the future expectation on the economy has gone decline. And this is just the beginning as inflation is going up. Let's look at it right here. 41% of respondents say, hey, we are in a recession. Another 31% believe the recession will start sometime between now and the end of the year. Very consistent with what we have seen just previously. More men, 46%, believe we are currently in a recession than women, 35%. But perhaps the more intriguing gap is among white and black employees. While 41% of the former group believe the U.S. is in a recession, only 6% of the latter group agree. We are continuing to see intensive layoff and furlough, as many companies are now cutting and trimming their financial operation. They are willing to cut their workforce at a significant rate. Some lay off 20% of their workforce, some decide to do 5%, some do 15%. And we are seeing consistency with the market here as recession concerns continue to mount. Millennials lead the way when it comes to the fear that this downturn will cost them their job. 61% expressed this fear in the survey, compared to 46% of Gen Z and 26% for baby boomers. So millennials are now fearing that, hey, the economy is not headed in the right direction. I'm fearing of being the next victim in line to be laid off by my employer. 91% say they have the financial resources to survive a recession. If it extends for another 6 months, 75% claim they can weather it. Right now, this is just something we are taking into consideration because recession concerns are mounting. And this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. Here's some of the way that they try to cope and handle with a recession. They say they will curtail their spending. That's just going to hurt the U.S. economy. With less spending and less money being circulated in the U.S. economy, we are going to see the U.S. economy stall. And that is the problem. We don't want that to happen. Delaying a large or luxury purchases. This can impact company quarter earnings by reporting lower revenue than expected. Also, 54% and delaying retirement. This is just the beginning, folks. Recession concerns are fearing up. It's just this. Let's look forward. As of right now, 80% of workers are afraid of losing their job during a recession. This is true, folks. I can agree to this. Because right now, recession concerns are mounting, and more companies are trimming their workforce, and that's just the beginning. Even though we have seen inflation have peaked to 8.5%, but that does not guarantee the fact that next month or the next latest data will reiterate that stance. But as of right now, 80% of workers are scared of losing their job during a recession. And recession concerns are mounting in the economy. That's what we are seeing. The U.S. economy is headed in the wrong direction, according to investors and the American people. And then, what are my thoughts right now? So my thought right now is sentiment when the stock market and the crypto market is at all-time low as recession concern all mountain at all-time high. And we are preparing this mindset because the worst is yet to come. And many well-known investors have been reiterating this. The worst is yet to come, and we are expecting it to come. And then I hope everyone enjoy watching my video, and if you do, please click on that subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on that like button. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.